We've got a significant pea theme going on here at Atomic Shrimp this week, but I'm going to actually do something a bit different. I'm going to grow some peas. Now I could just go to the garden centre and buy pea seeds, but pea seeds, another word for pea seeds is peas. So I've just bought some dried peas. These are intended for actually making mushy peas or processed peas, and they come with this weird little soaking tablet which is like calcium something, or like sodium carbonate, sodium bicarbonate, calcium chloride, all sorts of salts and stuff. I'm not going to use that, but I am just going to tip in a handful of these dried peas into some water. I'm going to let them soak for a couple of hours. There's one floating there, so that's no good. There we go, just a handful of those into some cold water. I've just spilt them right across the table. Never mind. I'm going to put those in to soak for just a couple of hours to let them swell up, and we're going to grow them in the garden. Now, at this point you're going to be thinking, yeah, but these are marrowfat peas, they're not going to be very good to eat as peas in pods. Well, that doesn't matter, because I'm actually going to grow peas for the pea shoots on the plants. Although we might pick a few of the peas. When you pick these really young, they're still just as nice as garden peas. Or we might actually pick the pods and eat them as mange too. So we'll leave those to soak for a couple of hours, and then we'll get them planted out in the garden. Okay, so these are the peas. They've been soaking for about probably 4 hours. Let's get outside and plant them up. But look how much they've swelled up. They're now plump, full looking peas. No wrinkles. They look like they're just about ready to sprout. In fact, you can see on some of them, that's where the shoot will come from. Let's get outside and plant these in the garden. Okay, so we're going to plant them here on the vegetable patch, just in front of some French beans there, and to the left of our little patch of potatoes. Just move back the mesh that we used to keep the doggo out. Okay, so we're just going to go for this little patch just here, and we hardly need any preparation for these peas. We're just going to plonk them straight in, so we'll just make a shallow little trench like that for them. Should be more than enough. I'm going to plant them quite densely because I am harvesting them for shoots rather than peas, so I don't need to worry too much about crowding them out. Come on, out of there. Okay, so being overcrowded because we're going to pick them for shoots. And then we'll just cover that back over with a layer of soil, like that. Press it down so that the rain doesn't wash them up to the surface. I will apologise for the background noise. It's a hot sunny day and the children in the street are all out playing and enjoying the outdoors, and I don't begrudge them that pleasure. Right, there we go. Let's just water those in. Give those a good watering in. And we should expect to see those shoots come up in, well, within the week, I would think. It's nice and warm out now, and there's really nothing to stop those from making a good start. Just going to mark where they are with these two canes, just so that I can tell the rest of my family I've planted something there. And then we're done. So we'll follow up on these in forthcoming videos. Okay, these are the chilli plants that I grew on Weird Stuff in a Can. And we've got 4 decent little plants in there. There's one further little seedling which looks like it's not going to come to very much. It's time to pot these on now, because they've started to get their sort of second and third leaves. So let's get them potted on into a larger pot. I think that all 4 of them can share this pot, which is about a 5-inch pot. Now we've got a problem here, because whilst these cans are an interesting novelty, and it's great that they get people interested in gardening and growing plants, the rim of this pot makes it a bit difficult to actually extract the root ball in one piece, and so we are going to end up disturbing the roots of these seedlings more than is desirable in order to get them out and pot them on. Normally you'd pull out the whole thing out of a pot, but that rim is catching it, unfortunately, so we are going to have to muck about a bit. That's interesting, there's a bit of gauze in the bottom there. So yeah, I would not normally wish to disturb the seedlings that much, but we don't have an awful lot of choice. Right, so I'm just going to make 4 holes like that, and carefully handling these plants as much as I can by their leaves and not by their roots. We'll just drop them into those 4 little holes and press them down. Just trying not to disturb the roots too much. I've actually got 5 plants. I didn't think I had 5, I've got 5. Okay, well we'll plant one in the middle as well. Okay, so that's my 5 little chilli plants. They'll be a little bit crowded in there, but this is a John Innes compost, so it's quite a robust compost actually, so I think it will probably support these 5 plants, and we'll grow these on. I'll water them in now, and then we'll grow them on, and we'll see if we can harvest some chilies this year. Now interestingly, the instructions, there were 2 sets of instructions on this can. One of them said grow your own chili plant, the other one said grow your own super hot chili plant, so I don't know if we got ghost peppers here or something like that. We'll see. I guess we'll see when they flower and produce fruit, if that happens. But that's all for now, so those are potted on and we'll see what happens. I'll give you further updates on these in other weekend random videos. Okay, a very large and heavy parcel has arrived in the post today. Now I think I know what this is. Let's open it up and see if I'm right. Okay, well that's interesting, because a very small parcel has been taped to the end of an incredibly large and heavy parcel, and as a result it's been smashed completely flat. Let's see. I know what's in this bit. I can't remember what I ordered in this bit, so let's see if it survived the journey. Ah yes, okay, so this is a little camping knife, fork, spoon and can opener. So that can opener will be featuring on Weird Stuff in a Can. It has been rather, oh no, I think it's meant to come apart into 2 pieces, of course it is, so that you can use fork and spoon or knife and fork. Okay, that's kind of cool. Quality is not massively brilliant, but it was cheap. You know, in a bag or rucksack, that's probably not a bad little thing to carry around. So we'll give that a test out sometime actually on a can, and we'll give it a test out in the field eating something. Anyway, that's not the main event. This is. So, you can tell just by looking at it, these are make a slide pieces. So what we've got here as a kit to build something, and it's a machine. Now I've already got 2 laser engravers. This is actually a kit for a small CNC machine. Very, very small CNC mill or router. So we'll do a separate video, I think, where we put this together and give it a test. Okay, in episode 74 of Weird Stuff in a Can, we looked at peas pudding and we ate peas pudding cold. Today we're going to make our own peas pudding, and we're going to have peas pudding hot. So these are yellow split peas, and this is what peas pudding is made from. And I'm cooking a gammon joint today, so we will cook these peas alongside the gammon joint. Now the traditional method of doing that is to use muslin or cheesecloth and get a double layer of cheesecloth, make a little bundle with the peas and tie it all up and put it in the pot next to the gammon or ham. The reason people used to do that is because the poor people and the servants would put their little bundle of peas alongside the ham that they were cooking for the masters or the rich people or, you know, the landowners, and they would get a little bit of flavour of the ham or gammon into their peas, so they'd get away with just dipping it in there and getting some flavour. We don't need to do that today, so I'm actually just going to cook these in the pot with the gammon in the cooking liquor. So let's get started. Okay, first off we're going to make a Bouquet Garni. So I've got a stick of celery cut in half, I've got some sage, I've got rosemary, I've got marjoram, get a bit of thyme, and I've got some savoury, which is really, really good with beans and pulses. And I've also got a bay leaf, in fact a couple of bay leaves. There we go, like that. Okay, and then we're going to just tie that together with a bit of string. That's the theory. To stop the herbs from spilling out, that is. So we'll just tie that together like that in a little bundle. And that's going to go into the pot next to the gammon. Good. Okay, so that's my Bouquet Garni. Preparation couldn't be much simpler. I've got my gammon ham here. Now, I'll just explain what this is in a moment, but I'm going to tip off this water first. So gammon is a leg cut of pork, like ham, but it's cured like bacon. And it's intended to be cooked. And so we'll put that in there like that. That's not cooked at the moment, that's still raw, even though it's been cured. It's quite salty as it comes, and so I've had that soaking in just cold water for a couple of hours just to take some of the salt out of it. It will still be very salty, but actually we need to take some of the salt out. Next, I'm just going to tip in my yellow split peas all around the bottom of the gammon. And spread them around a little bit. I'm going to put in a litre of water, just cold water. Maybe a bit more, maybe a litre and a half. Yeah, 1.5 litres or about 3 pints of cold water. The gammon's not completely covered, and that is intentional. And then the Bouquet Garni, just in the side there. And that's it. Just put the lid on that and we'll cook that on auto for about 6 hours. Okay, so this has been cooking for about 6 hours, and the gammon has actually fallen apart, which is no big problem. But let's get that out of there. Let's get that gammon out of there so that we can have a look and see what the peas have done. I have a feeling the peas might have cooked down to almost nothing, so we might have a bit of a disaster on our hands here. Well, I think we might have overcooked those peas because they cooked away to almost nothing. But let's try straining them and see what we get. Okay, I'm going to sieve them using a flour sieve, and we'll spoon them out with a ladle, I think. We are succeeding in separating the peas from the cooking liquor. I think I probably just should have stopped a bit sooner. Now I don't want to strain off all of those meat juices because some of that is just flavour. So I think we'll stop around about there. Get that into a dish. And there we go, we've got, that is peas pudding hot. And we'll just strain the remainder of that through that sieve, just so we don't waste anything. Okay, so that's not exactly what I was aiming for, but I think it's more or less worked. So that is peas pudding hot. Now if we leave that, that will set solid and it will set into that spreadable texture we saw in the canned peas pudding. Let's just taste that though. Yep, it tastes exactly right. I think what we might just do is get the little hand blender in there and just blend that a bit smoother. Okay, let's give that another taste now. That's a smoother, almost like a pea soup now. That's definitely authentic flavour. I think I have probably botched the texture a little bit because really I've overcooked the peas, and so we've only got the possibility of making a smooth textured product now. Right, so we're going to have some peas pudding hot. So we've got some nice mashed potato. Got some of that gammon that we cooked with the peas. Just falling apart, it's almost like pulled pork sort of texture. And just a few little asparagus spears just there. So right, let's get some of that. This is peas pudding hot. Now look at that, it's like a soup almost, but kind of sauce or soup, and we'll have that over the top of the gammon. Nice. Let's give that a little taste. So we get a chunk of gammon there, some of that peas pudding and a bit of potato. Here we go, I'm probably going to burn my mouth on this. That's a really, really good combination. It's like a rich pea soup, but serves the purpose of a gravy on this dish, which is really good. Yeah, really enjoying that. So thanks for watching, and I hope to see you again soon.